Hi everybody, it's Amy Caroline. It's Amy Caroline. Um, Welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a ghost train story for you guys and show you guys an example from the previous TV show that they used to have on the Travel Channel, Haunted Travels. Um, um, this is not a copyright. This is not a copyright. I'm not doing a copyright. I'm not doing a copyright. I'm not doing a copyright. Um, this book is written by Tony Reevy, This book is written by Tony Reevy, and I'm gonna give you guys an example after I read the story. And it will show you. It will show you of how Ghost Train should look like on the Travel Channel. Once you guys film it on there, once you guys film it on there, and once you guys film it on there and film it on TV, and it will show you guys a example and give you guys an example and an idea of what all these stories in Ghost Train and what the episode has to look like and what it has to have on there. Okay. So the story that I'll be reading is from Ghost Train is ghostly music, and it takes place back in Ripley, West Virginia, through Cottageville, Ripley to Ripley, West Virginia, through Cottageville, and it's about it's about an old engineer. It's about an old man engineer. It's about an old engineer. Haunting the train tracks and haunting the grade, haunting the railroad grade, and it's about him haunting the train tracks too. Okay, all right. So without further ado, ghostly music. Old railroad grades sometimes stay haunted even after the tracks are pulled up. One of the many rail lines abandoned in recent years, what was the B&O branch from Ripley Landing through Cottageville to Ripley, West Virginia. The tracks were taken up in 1968. And an old engineer once lived along the train tracks in a little house about 2 miles out of Cottageville. And he was a cheery old man who loved the Christmas season. During the holidays, he often played Christmas records on his phonograph and bought candy for the kids in town. The tracks were abandoned years after he passed away. During the abandonment process, the old man's house was destroyed. The old railroad bed became a neighborhood trail used mainly by hunters. 2 days before Christmas one year, a hunter was driving along the grade. um, and heard music coming from somewhere back in the trees. Surprised by the phenomenon, he shut off his truck and listened and listened close. After sitting listening to the music for a little while, he tried starting the truck again. It wouldn't crank or start. It it wouldn't crank or start. When he looked up from the dash, the hunter saw a man cross the railroad grade and go into a house just to the side. Um the 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 music started fading and the house vanished. The hunter was scared to death. He turned over his car, which started right up, and got out of there. When he told his story later, old folks in the neighborhood said he must have seen the ghost of the old engineer. Folks said the old man had always insisted that guests listen to his records. A bunch of boys heard the hunter's story and drove out along the grade the next night. They didn't see a house or a man, but they did hear strange music. What's more, their cars wouldn't start as long as the music was playing. When it faded, the cars started up like normal. Locals say that the music only plays on the days just before Christmas. It goes away on Christmas and the grade is silent for another year. So listen. Apparently when the hunter was driving along the grade, he saw he saw it. He saw the ghost of the engineer. He saw the ghost of the engineer, and he was scared to death. 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 The hunter was scared to death. He turned over his car, which started right up, and got out of there. When he told his story later to other folks in the neighborhood, said he must have seen the ghost of the old engineer, and the place is the place is still haunted. The place is still haunted. The place is still haunted. The place is the place is still haunted in Cottageville, West Virginia, and the tracks were taken up in 1968 so this takes place back in the 50s and back in the 40s, and the tracks were taken up back in 1968, and the hunter saw the engineer back in the 60s. The hunter had saw the engineer back in the 60s when the track was taken up, and he heard music. Coming from somewhere back in the woods and back in the trees. Surprised by the phenomenon, he shut his car off, and he shut off his truck and listened close. After sitting listening to the music for a little while, he he tried to start his truck up again. It wouldn't crank. When he looked up from the dash, the hunter saw a man crossing the grade and go into a house just to the side. The music started fading and the house vanished. He was scared to death. He was scared to death and everything. And back in the 50s or the 40s during the holidays, the old engineer loved the Christmas season. During the holidays, he often played Christmas records on his phonograph and bought candy for the kids. The tracks were abandoned after he passed away. So listen. When you put Ghost Train on the Travel Channel, when you put Ghost Train on the Travel Channel, be sure that you put the apparition of the old engineer, and also put the actual footage of the hunter driving along the grade and seeing the house and seeing the ghost of the apparition of the old engineer going into the house and the house vanishing. Be sure you put that, okay? Be sure you put that, okay? When you put Ghost Train on the Travel Channel, please include ghostly music. Please include ghostly music, and please include the story of the old engineer, and put the apparition in there. Put the apparition in there, and put the apparition in there, put the whole story in there. Put the ghost of the apparitions appearing on the screen, and let the story go back in time. Let the story go back in time to the 50s and the 40s when the old engineer was around. Okay, all right. Put that too. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I am now going to show you guys an example from Haunted Travels, of what the show has to look like and stuff like that. And it will give you an idea of how Ghost Train should look like on the Travel Channel, okay, when you guys put it on there, okay? And please like my videos. Give this video a thumbs up, because this will be on Instagram. I am working really, really hard at this, okay? And I want people to like it. I want 1,000 people to like it on my Instagram page and stuff like that. So you'll see the stories going back in time. You'll see the apparitions and the ghost appearing on the screen, and stuff like that. Okay, all right. So without further ado, here's Haunted Travels. Please enjoy.
I'm Jim, and I'm... Cloudcroft, New Mexico is the kind of small town that immediately conjures up images of a time when the West was a bit more wild. But today, about 700 people live in Cloudcroft, where the pace is relaxed and locals greet you with a smile instead of a six-shooter.
People look out for one another, the businesses support each other, and it's just a great little community. It's a wonderful place to raise children and to vacation and relax. Relaxing is the big thing in Cloudcroft.
But it seems Cloudcroft's rough and tumble past still lingers. And there's one place in town where the past meets the present just about every night.
Welcome to the Lodge Resort and Spa in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. The Lodge is a full-service resort.
Yeah.
A lot of people just come up here to rest and relax. We have an outdoor heated swimming pool, we have a sauna, we have an exercise room, we have a day spa that we offer massages and treatments and pedicures, manicures, things of that sort.
The lodge also boasts an 18-hole golf course and a fine dining establishment.
Rebecca's is our fine dining restaurant, and most of our guests that lodge here, as well as people
Thank
in the
you.
local area, about 2-hour drive market. They'll drive up just to have dinner at Rebecca's.
Oh.
The restaurant gets its name from a longtime resident at the lodge, who, on special occasions, has been known to make appearances out of thin air.
I had sweaty palms, my heart was just racing, and I know that when I went to see the staff downstairs, I just had this frightened look on my face.
I froze and my knees went weak, my legs went to jello, and I couldn't move and I couldn't speak, and the tips of my fingers were just shaking.
I knew it was Rebecca. I felt her presence in this area, and I knew it was her immediately.
The legend of Rebecca dates back to 1911, when the lodge at Cloudcroft was built. It became a destination spot for local loggers and socialites looking to escape the hot New Mexico heat. But the hotel's claim
You
to
see
fame
how the
was
story
its
is going
history.
back in time right here? Well, this is what Ghost Train has to do. This is what Ghost Train has to do. So,
She took care of
yeah,
the little baby.
you know what I
She
mean,
was
you
what
know, so,
you might
yeah.
call a full service housekeeper. We also understand that she had evening duties, and she took care of some of the locals and visitors in the area.
Rebecca's promiscuous ways made her very popular among guests at the lodge. But Rebecca's extracurricular activities didn't go over so well with her lumberjack boyfriend.
She really loved men, and she had a lumberjack boyfriend, and he worked out of town a lot. He wasn't here very often, and she entertained our guests, I could say. And one night, her boyfriend came back early from a logging trip.
He asked where she was. And when he found out, he flew into a fit of jealous rage. Legend says he cut off Rebecca's head and chopped up the rest of her body, burying the remains somewhere on the property of the lodge, and leaving behind a feisty red-headed spirit with no plans on leaving her favorite haunt.
You see how the apparition is appearing on the screen this time? You see that?
us.
Well,
and
well,
what county they were able to share.
this is what Ghost Train has to do. This is what you guys have to put on the Travel Channel when you put Ghost Train and the stories about Ghost Train. This is what has to be on the Travel Channel, and this is what Ghost Train has to do. Period.
Making
Okay,
believers
so
out of hotel
so yeah,
staff and
yeah,
guests
yeah, yeah.
seems to be a top priority for Rebecca's ghost. Those skeptical of her existence are often her favorite targets.
I was training a new employee, and we came over here to the coffee machine. We started brewing coffee. We went over here to the computer, and I was training her on the computer. And she asked me about the ghost. I was a skeptic back then, and I shared that with her, and I said, but it's part of your job to know this. It's a bunch of bull, but you really need to share the story. At that time, now this is 15 feet away from the computer to the coffee maker. The basket with the grounds of coffee came flying at me all the way over here, hit me in the leg, hot water and hot coffee grounds exploded all over me.
Before the two women could even speak, the doors to the room flew open, and a great rush of energy swarmed into the room, paralyzing them both with fear.
Needless to say, that girl never came back the next day. I braved it out and came back, but it was quite terrifying.
Rebecca had made her point, and once again had made believers out of the doubtful.
Okay, when you put Ghost Train on the Travel Channel, when you put Ghost Train on the Travel Channel, like Haunted Travels has its own title. Well, Ghost Train has its own title of the show too. Ghost Train is not a documentary just yet, but it will be. It will be. Once those of you who work for the Travel Channel company and film documentaries, if you're a script writer if you were a script writer and a documentary writer all your life, and if you if you film documentaries for the Travel Channel, put be sure you be sure that you include the story of ghostly music from Ghost Train, and also in the documentary too. Okay, all right, anyway, you have to put Ghost Train on the Travel Channel, and also please include the story and the episode of ghostly railroad music. Okay, all right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I'll be back later today after this short break and everything. And I'm going to do some more Ghost Train stories today too. I'll be back in several minutes after I take a break for several minutes and stuff like that. And this will be on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. So give this video a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up, and please like it. Please like it. Because I work really, really hard with it, okay? Okay? All right? Please like it, you guys. Okay? All right? And don't hurt my feelings. Don't hurt my feelings now, okay? Please like it. Please like it. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and ring the bell And I will see you guys later for my next ghost train story, okay? Happy haunted travels to you guys and happy ghost watching, ghost hunting, okay? Okay, bye everybody. Bye.